Brit, I'm bored. Make funny voices to entertain me.
The sun was shining when he started, but it was as dark as night in the tunnel. The light from the door, almost closed, soon faded as he went down. So silent was his going that smoke on a gentle wind could hardly have surpassed it, and he was inclined to feel a bit proud of himself as he drew near the lower door. There was only the very faintest glow to be seen.
Old Smog is weary and asleep,
he thought.
He can't see me and he won't hear me. Cheer up, Bilbo.
He had forgotten, or had never heard about dragons' sense of smell. It is also an awkward fact that they can keep half an eye open, watching while they sleep, if they are suspicious. Smog certainly looked fast asleep, almost dead and dark, with scarcely a snore more than a whiff of unseen steam, when Bilbo peeped once more from the entrance. He was just about to step out onto the floor, when he caught a sudden thin and piercing ray of red from under the drooping lid of Smog's left eye. He was only pretending to sleep. He was watching the tunnel entrance. Hurriedly, Bilbo stepped back and blessed the luck of his ring. Then Smog spoke.
Well, thief, I smell you, and I feel your air. I hear your breath. Come along, help yourself again. There's plenty and to spare.
But Bilbo was not quite so unlearned in dragon lore as all that, and if Smog hoped to get him to come near so easily, he was disappointed.
No thank you, O Smog the Tremendous,
he replied.
I did not come for presents. I only wished to have a look at you and see if you were truly as great as tales say. I did not believe them.
Do you now?
Said the dragon, somewhat flattered, even though he did not believe a word of it.
Truly songs and tales fall utterly short of the reality, O Smog, the chiefest and greatest of calamities,
replied Bilbo.
You have nice manners for a thief and a liar,
said the dragon.
You seem familiar with my name, but I don't seem to remember smelling you before. Who are you, and where do you come from, may I ask?
You may indeed. I come from under the hill, and under the hills and over the hills my paths led, and through the air I am he that walks unseen.
So I can well believe, said Smog, but that is hardly your usual name.
I am the clue finder, the web cutter, the stinging fly. I was chosen for the lucky number.
Lovely titles, sneered the dragon, but lucky numbers don't always come off.
I am he that buries his friends alive and drowns them and draws them alive again from the water. I came from the end of a bag, but no bag went over me.
These don't sound so credible, scoffed Smog.
I am the friend of bears and the guest of eagles. I am ring winner and luck wearer, and I am barrel rider,
went on Bilbo, beginning to be more pleased with his riddling.
That's better,
said Smog.
But don't let your imagination run away with you.
This, of course, is the way to talk to dragons, if you don't want to reveal your proper name,
which is wise,
and don't want to infuriate them by a flat refusal,
which is also very wise.
No dragon can resist the fascination of riddling talk and of wasting time trying to understand it. There was a lot here which Smog did not understand at all.
Though I expect you do, since you know all about Bilbo's adventures to which he was referring.
But he thought he understood enough, and he chuckled in his wicked desire.
I thought so last night,
he smiled to himself.
Lake men. Some nasty scheme of those miserable tub-trading lake men. Or I'm a lizard. I haven't been down that way for an age and an age, but I will soon alter that. Very well, old Barrel Rider, he said aloud. Maybe Barrel was your pony's name, and maybe not, though it was fat enough. You may walk unseen, but you did not walk all the way. Let me tell you, I ate 6 ponies last night, and I shall catch and eat all the others before long. In return for the excellent meal, I will give you one piece of advice for your good. Don't have more to do with dwarves than you can help.
Dwarves?
Said Bilbo in pretended surprise.
Don't talk to me, said Smaug. I know the smell
And taste.
of dwarf. No one better. Don't tell me that I can eat a dwarf-ridden pony and not know it. You'll come to a bad end if you go with such friends, thief, barrel rider. I don't mind if you go back and tell them so from me.
But he did not tell Bilbo that there was one smell he could not make out at all. Hobbit smell. It was quite outside his experience and puzzled him mightily.
I suppose you got a fair price for that cup last night, he went on. Come now, did you? Nothing at all. Well, that's just like them, and I suppose they're skulking outside. And your job is to do all the dangerous work, and get what you can when I'm not looking, for them. And you will get a fair share? Don't you believe it. If you get off alive, you will be lucky.
Bilbo was now beginning to feel really uncomfortable. Whenever Smaug's roving eye, seeking for him in the shadows, flashed across him, he trembled, and an unaccountable desire seized hold of him to rush out and reveal himself and tell all the truth to Smaug. In fact, he was in grievous danger of coming under the dragon spell. But plucking up courage, he spoke again.
You don't know everything, O Smaug the Mighty,
said he.
Not gold alone brought us hither.
Ha ha! You admit the us, laughed Smaug. Why not say us 14 and be done with it, Mr. Lucky Number? I am pleased to hear that you had other business in these parts besides my gold. In that case, you may, perhaps, not altogether waste your time. I don't know if it has occurred to you that...
Brief, this story is boring. Pick a better one.
Alright. There we are. Now, all that the unsuspecting Bilbo saw that morning was an old man with a staff. He had a tall pointed blue hat, a long grey cloak, a silver scarf over which his long white beard hung down below his waist, and immense black boots. "Good morning," said Bilbo, and he meant it. The sun was shining, and the grass was very green, but Gandalf looked at him from under his long bushy eyebrows that stuck out further than the brim of his shady hat.
What do you mean?
He said,
Do you wish me a good morning? Or mean that it is a good morning whether I want it or not? Or that you feel good this morning? Or that it is a morning to be good on?
"All of them at once," said Bilbo. "And a very fine morning for a pipe of tobacco out of doors. Into the bargain. If you have a pipe about you, sit down and have a fill of mine. There's no hurry. We have all the day before us." Then Bilbo sat down on a seat by his door, crossed his legs, and blew out a beautiful grey ring of smoke that sailed up into the air without breaking, and floated away over the hill.
Very pretty,
Said Gandalf.
but I have no time to blow smoke rings this morning. I am looking for someone to share in an adventure that I am arranging, and it's very difficult to find anyone.
Well, I should think so. In these parts, we are plain quiet folk, and have no use for adventures. Nasty, disturbing, uncomfortable things make you late for dinner. I can't think what anybody sees in them, said our Mr. Baggins, and stuck one thumb behind his braces, and blew out another even bigger smoke ring. Then he took out his morning letters and began to read, pretending to take no more notice of the old man. He had decided that he was not quite his sort, and wanted him to go away. But the old man did not move. He stood, leaning on his stick, and gazing at the hobbit without saying anything, till Bilbo got quite uncomfortable, and even a little cross. Good morning, he said at last. We don't want any adventures here, thank you. You might try over the hill or across the water. By this, he meant that the conversation was at an end.
What a lot of things you do use good morning for,
said Gandalf.
Now you mean that you want to get rid of me, and that it won't be good until I move off.
Not at all. Not at all, my dear sir. Let me see. I don't think I know your name.
Yes, my dear sir, and I do know your name, Mr. Bilbo Baggins. And you do know my name, though you don't remember that I belong to it. I am Gandalf, and Gandalf means me. To think that I should have lived to be good morninged by Belladonna Took's son, as if I was selling buttons at the door.
Gandalf! Gandalf!
Brit, I'm tired. I'm sick of these silly stories. Sing me a bedtime hymn.
Well, yes, sir. That's what you have to say, sir.